Fescue looked like such a godsend when you looked at it. It would grow in the spring, great. It would grow on soils that we had really uh, mined and diminished the capability of. Soil health was about non-existent. We just came out of World War II, out of the Depression, out of the Dust Bowl. So fescue looked like such a great plant, and everybody was wanting to have it. And not only if you could get the seed, you planted it, but you also valued hay that was cut too late and too ripe and of low quality because it had seed in it. We planted the first field in Texas County in 1948. And so in the 1950s, when I was a youngster, fescue was the thing. We was terribly overgrazed. Native plants had been, in some cases, grazed out. You'll hear people say, well, fescue made Missouri cattle country. And I guess it did, because it's what we had, what we used. But as the years went along, we found out about the ergo bailey in it. It makes our cows, you see them standing in the ponds because they got elevated temperature and they're feeling a little bit woozy. And it affects breed up, it affects lighter calf weights. So fescue, even though it's terribly resilient, you can't hardly overgraze it to kill it out. We came to realize it's sure not a year-round system, because we end up haying it in the spring when you got more growth and you know what to do with, and then the rest of the year, summer, you got a summer slump, which terribly hurts livestock, and then you go into winter and we go into a feeding regime. Also, fescue is very dependent on added fertility, as in fertilizer, which went up 2 or 3 times this year. We've replaced it here with diverse native plants. There'll be 20 to 30 species here on this of native plants. You've got the Virginia wall rye, which is looking as good and big as productive as fescue right now. This is May the 9th. Fescue is bolting, making seed heads. It's going toward being reproductive, and quality is already beginning to go down. We have sunflowers here, which you wonder, why would you have them? This is one of the old dead stalks from last year. It has a woody regenerative root system, and when we have this many different plants, say 20 to 30 in a species diverse mix, we've got all kind of root systems underground. You've got shallow ones that spread out, you've got tap roots, you've got others that go many feet deep if they don't hit some obstructions. The fescue may have roots a foot or so deep. Not to say we should eliminate all fescue, but we also need stuff that functions. With a diverse native planting, we can have a green growing plant the year round. And as we took it out of fescue and put it into native plants, we have definitely increased the water infiltration. We have reduced the need for supplemental fertilizers. One thing with diverse natives is you can change that breeding system. One thing Missouri has done through the years is we decided spring calving should happen in January and February in a blizzard. If you go later than that, then you're turning those bulls out in very hot weather, and they want to go stand in the pond with the cows because they're eating hot fescue. So with diverse natives, we can not only improve breeding conception rates, but we can go right up into the summer and do that. We start calving April 10th on sunshine and green grass, and they seem to do somewhat better than they do in the blizzard. From a tonnage production standpoint, and this with proper management, you can definitely hit 1.5 to 2 times as much production on these diverse natives as you can with a single fescue. And the trials we've ran is with no fertility on the fescue or the diverse natives, and there you can definitely hit double the production. We can also have plants growing different times of the year as compared to when you only have a monoculture of a cool season like fescue or orchard grass. It grows great in the spring when moisture's very available. And just summer temperatures put it into dormancy, and then you get another growth in the fall. And which leads you to very costly haying systems and hay, not only haymaking, hay feeding. It seems to us as the population of farmers is growing old, it does not seem like a system to grow old with. I'm Rex Hamilton with the Hamilton Native Outpost. If you have thoughts or suggestions, please post them below.